legend where magic meets the heart. Commander Pod, where the stories unfold, with heroes and villains new and old. Dungeons and Dragons got the word, in the world of EDH we play.
Hello everyone, welcome again to Commander's Pod. I'm your Podfather Duncan.
I'm Sloan.
And I'm Card Treasure Finder Jeff.
Card Treasure Finder.
Yeah, I find cards that are treasures.
Do you? Okay. Sure. Why not? I feel like this is like the Mickey Mouse.
It's actually
Club.
hard to come up with a really bad one.
I know, because, well, I don't think you make it look easy. Let me just say that. Sure. So today, we're kind of doing our year in review. We have one episode to go before the next episode will be the last one for the year.
Yep.
So in this one, I thought we'd kind of go over everything that's occurred this year and give our thoughts on it. We don't have to go over everything, but the key things we think.
Yeah.
No, this will be a 17-hour episode.
Right. Every minutia. Yeah. Remember that game?
Everybody's going back now to look at how long it is to decide if they're going to keep listening.
Yeah.
So we're going to have our year in review. We are going to have Aggro Jeff.
Yep.
We have a card of the day. Mm-hmm. And we got some pro tips.
Yes.
So let's jump into Aggro Jeff. What's aggravating you today?
Okay, so you know when you get sick and you're like at home and you don't feel good, but you're just there doing nothing, and like you can try to work, but you're disconnected from everything, and so you just can't get much done. So I always get like, okay, I'm done doing this, and the day before I'll just be like, tomorrow I'm not going to be sick. And I tell my wife I'm not going to be sick tomorrow. And my wife, Jenica, she laughs at me every time. She's like, you're 100% going to be sick tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not going to be sick. I'm going to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I woke up and I went to work. And let's just say it wasn't very long before everybody was like, you need to not be here. Like,
I remember that day.
Like, you need to go home and don't come here tomorrow. But I hate that because there's nothing to do.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
Sort your magic cards. Watch podcasts. Watch gameplay.
Man. Sorting magic cards to him is just reorganizing his decks in whatever order he likes the most.
Because
he doesn't have
well, plus I want to work. I mean,
work on your
great
decks.
Jobs. You want to work. Go be a part of what's going on.
Build a deck. But yeah, I remember that day because it's like I went into your office.
Yeah. And
it was like, oh, you're here. Are you better? You're like, I'm here.
And I sounded
You
better
sounded, no, you did not. You did not sound better. You sounded.
No, I was very
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you better? Well, I'm here.
I was trying to do the thing where I was like, I was just going to trick myself into not being sick.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Like an hour and a half later, he was gone.
So that's what's aggravating me, that you can't just decide you're not sick. Yeah. I just feel like you should just be able to be like, I'm not sick anymore.
Yeah, I told you he was going to be aggravated about being sick.
Yeah,
I did call that one.
You did, yeah.
All right.
On the nose.
So, card of the day. Again, not a blue card. This is a white card. Cleansing Meditation. Okay. 1 and 2 white for a sorcery. Destroy all enchantments. Threshold. Instead, destroy all enchantments, then return to play all cards in your graveyard destroyed this way.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that pretty good?
Yeah, that should be in your, what's her called? What's her face?
My
the green-white.
My 3 different enchantment decks?
Yeah, your green-white one specifically, because you have so many.
All my enchantment decks have white, though, but this would just trigger everything all over again.
Right, it would re-ETB all of them.
Yeah, and you get rid of everybody else's.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's at about $1.24, I think, was what it does.
That's
but it's a sorcery.
It is.
Yeah. But it literally lets you basically do whatever you want on your turn, though, because enchantment-wise, at least, for you specifically, the green-white one I'm thinking of, it has whenever an enchantment enters, you get to gain a life and draw a card. Yeah.
Correct.
So and she's an enchantment creature, so you let her die, but then you put her back into play first, and then everything just comes in.
Because they all see each other.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and they all do stuff like that. Enchantment decks, that's what they do. So they all see each other. So
yeah, you're gonna be drawing a ton of cards and doing a bunch of stuff.
You actually
and then Duncan can go ahead and play a chaos deck, and then I'll just do it for an hour and a half in one turn.
Oh my!
One time that happened.
Yeah, that was.
And he still complains about chaos, like he didn't do gross things. But anyway, so let's jump into year in review. We're going to talk about the sets. We're going to talk about the commander precons. We're going to talk about mechanics.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Secret Lair.
We're
Price
talking
hikes.
about everything.
Rules committees.
Rule committee. And then the newest cancellations.
Yeah.
It's bold for you guys to think we're getting through all this.
Yep. Oh, you watch. So sets released. I'll just go through the list real quick, and then you can just tell me which ones you
Go
like.
Go through it real quick, please.
Quisp. I will
We
go
wanna
through
know
it
what that
quisply.
Quisp.
Everybody out there is wondering what quiz is.
So Innistrad Remastered, Aether Drift, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternity, Spider-Man, Avatar, Final Fantasy, the Holiday Edition.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like you're naming Magic the Gathering sets. It seems like you're naming like toy
He
releases.
started off strong there with the first three, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it just went downhill.
The first, yeah.
No, well, the first two.
Only two.
And then there was a Universe Beyond, and then one more, and then that's it.
No, because Innistrad, Aether Drift, Tarkir.
Oh, he's right. We missed Innistrad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first three.
Yep, that's true.
No, Innistrad Remastered is one, dude.
Right, and then Aether Drift is one.
And then
and
Tarkir.
And then
Okay.
Tarkir.
Yeah,
Yep.
counting.
I know, crazy guys.
Yep, Matt.
I can get the three.
Don't do math. So, what are your guys' thoughts? Which of those are your favorites, and which ones do you think were misses?
Well, I feel like
We're gonna skip you and
Just
go
say
to
Avatar and let's
Jeff
move on.
first.
Avatar was my favorite.
Boom.
What was your favorite?
Edge of Eternities.
Okay.
The art in that there were so many bangers in the art in that.
Yeah,
like the art was
lands
so
too.
good.
The lands were crazy.
Oh.
Like the planets they came up
Yeah,
with were sick.
very cool.
The,
And there's spaceships in freaking Magic the Gathering now. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
which I mean,
And the mechanic worked.
yeah.
Who would have thought they were like, we're going to bring spaceships in. It's going to be a sort of unique mechanic, and it's actually going to work and be fun.
Yeah, it's just a better version of Crew.
I think that instead of doing let's get into the mechanics. So
Yeah, we'll get into the mechanics section. I mean, I would say the one that I felt like was obviously, I think across the board, everyone might say this, Spider-Man was probably the biggest miss. I feel like a lot of people just feel like it didn't feel complete. It felt it felt lackluster, and on top of that, it felt like they literally just focused on Spider-Man and didn't really expand into much of the villain side of the universe. Even though there were villains there, and they did some, it's like, I feel like they could have done more. I do feel like, unfortunately, they did drop the ball with it. We did get a mechanic out of it.
There was no villainous choices in that in that set.
Yeah, which is weird.
Choosing to buy that was a villainous choice.
Yeah, I will say, last year I did mention that I thought this year we were going to be kind of vehicles were going to kind of be centric, and then we did get Aether Drift, and then we got spaceships, which is vehicle adjacent in Edge of Eternities. So I was kind of happy I got that prediction right. I said that last year. I said I feel like we're going to see a lot of vehicles in this next year, and we did. Even in Avatar there was vehicles. In the Final Fantasy set there was vehicles. So we did actually have a lot of vehicles throughout the year.
Yeah. And
then we actually had one fully dedicated. Basically, Aether Drift was a fully dedicated vehicle set. And then the last thing I'll say is, and listen, this might be in poor taste, Final Fantasy, the way people are talking about it, is very much becoming the Patrick Mahomes of Magic the Gathering. They are bringing it up so unnecessarily, constantly.
Like
we
right
get
now.
It was a great set. Let's just let it go. Let's stop talking.
You know,
about it.
it's not
bringing it
like
up.
you talk about Avatar all the time, right?
Well, Avatar,
and you
it
talk about
happened
Final
within the
Fantasy a
last
lot.
2 weeks.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
sort of.
it's
I mean, it's
still-
like 3 weeks at this point.
Yeah, it's
maybe
still
4.
yeah. By the time this comes out, it'll be like 3
I'm
or 4
glad
weeks,
everybody
so.
enjoyed it.
But
I
but
think
yeah,
it's really cool that it's bringing new
here's the
players
thing.
to the game.
Absolutely, I'm happy about it. But it's just the way people talk about it is very much how Patrick Mahomes was in his first 1 to 2 years of his career, where it's like you're watching a game that the Kansas City Chiefs aren't even in, and they're bringing him up like he's
People
God.
like to
But do you
talk
know-
about
do you
winners.
understand
People
why?
like to talk about winners.
This set was very good. I would put it
Yeah.
at least even with Avatar. I think it might have had a little bit stronger cards. Maybe some might say broken, but
Yeah, I would say if you look at like the power level that Final Fantasy brought to the game compared to Avatar, Final Fantasy brought certain cards that were way higher than anything I feel like Avatar brought.
which
I
is
think
which is good and bad.
right, it's good and bad, but I think Avatar did a more completion of their
But
set.
there were so many treatments, so many high-priced cards. Here's the thing: people that open Final Fantasy, many of them got that feeling of, I just opened a full art foil Buster Sword. That thing's a $200 card. Look at me, you know what I mean? I opened this, I opened that. Yeah. Like, there were so many treatments. Everybody got a little taste of it.
Yeah.
And that's how the...
Yeah,
that's how the addiction starts. That's how you get the bug, because you're always chasing that high. You're like you're never
and a bug.
You're never gonna hit that really high card again. More than likely for years, because most sets don't have that many.
Which my buddy did it for Avatar, which was crazy. We're like, dude, you got to be kidding me! One collector's pack and he opens up.
It does happen.
Yep.
It's now happened to
neon ink foil.
It's happened to multiple of us now.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So, but I think
that's why, and I do think that's my set of the year, just because the value. Now, it is tainted by the fact that the stocks people started getting involved.
They did. Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna do it. They're part of the game.
But it seems like they've learned their lesson. So stay out. Just buy your reserve list stuff and leave us alone.
So as a whole, I guess, for the year, for Section 1, are we saying positive or negative as a whole for the year?
Comparing to last year, when they had way too many sets and too many weak sets, I think this was a win.
And then what do you just think personally for yourself, just looking back on this year in the set?
Well, the other thing I want to say is that I feel like the hype around the Final Fantasy holiday stuff is a little much.
Yeah.
It's because there's value there.
But there is
really unique scenes again, and they're like a bunch of new unique cards.
Of course, they're going.
But the Chocobo bundles, the amount those were going for, I did not participate, and I don't miss them. Yeah. I had an option.
How much were they?
They were over $100.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably worth it.
According to what most people who are opening them up right now are saying, the value's not there.
I don't open it.
The cards that are good in it, the cards that are good in it, for the most part, you can get from the scene boxes. Like, although some people did get the new Art Vivi.
Oh yeah,
the new Vivi, But anyway, so I think it was a win, and for me, it wasn't my year for my favorite year.
You were psyched about.
Yeah, but I liked it overall.
Yeah, I would say overall, personally, if you're comparing this year to last year, I think this year did better overall, in my personal opinion, just looking at sets comparatively. And then as a year overall, it had its ups and downs, but I think it ended on a positive. I think overall it was positive. I think we got more good out of this year with the sets, even in Universes Beyond, than we did in previous years. So I would say positive on both marks. Jeff?
I liked a lot of the art that they released this year.
Yeah, you are a big art
guy. The funny thing is, and I'm not going to get into a whole discussion about it, but some of the Avatar art actually was cool, but some of it was really weird. I got a Beastmaster Ascension that is just some guy's giant face.
It was a scene from the cartoon.
Yeah, so I think sometimes in some of these, if people don't know the material as much, some of the Spider-Man stuff you look at and you go, that's just it's weird. But I thought altogether the year was really, really good. They released a lot of interesting stuff. They did really well. I mean, the Magic was successful this year, which is what we want. Right. If you love this game, you need them to make money.
Yep.
Because it's the only way the game will stay around. So
absolutely.
But my favorite was Edge of Eternity. So I thought that was awesome.
So with that, we'll talk about the Commander precons.
Right.
Because most of them, all of them, except for the Secret Lair ones, were re-released with sets.
Right.
So we had the Aether Drift, which we had the white, blue, black Eternal Might, green, blue, red Living Energy. Those were the two decks there.
Yeah.
We
both
had
good decks.
The Final Fantasy decks. Dragonstorm decks with Team Aurora, Abzan Armor, Sultai Arisen, Mardu Surge, Jeskai Striker. Then we had the Secret Lair, Everyone's Invited.
But they didn't buy.
That took months to sell out.
Everyone's invited, but they didn't buy.
Yeah,
they
were invited, but they didn't show up.
Yeah.
Then we had Final Fantasy with the red, white, black Revival Trance, red, green, white Limit Break, green, white, blue Counter Blitz, and white, blue, black Scions and Spellcraft. Edge of Eternities, blue, red, white Counterintelligence, black, red, green World Shaper. And then we had the Avatar Commander bundle.
Right. Which can't really count as a deck because it was the
go over all the
pieces
other
that were
Commander bundles.
Yeah, it was the pieces to kind of start a commander deck, but it wasn't actually one. But yeah, I mean, I would say like the thing that's kind of sad is I think, in my opinion, the Edge of Eternities, I feel like they could have done 2 more decks and just made it a full 4.
But you guys always say they make too many, and you want to make more.
No, my point is they have 2, 5, 1, 4, 2, and then 0.
Yeah, like have some consistency.
There's just no.
I think they figured out at some point they were making too many and they need to slow down.
Right, but now they're only going to do 2%, I guess.
Because Lorwyn is now 2%.
So you guys do this. You did this with Secret Lair, right? Y'all were pissed off because Secret Lair was like, it takes too long to get my cards, and because it was print demand, right? You guys were upset about that, so they fixed it, right? And in my opinion, I wish they would go back because then we'd all be able to get the things we want. Now you're saying print less less commander decks. They print less commander decks.
We've gone through this several times. No. We're saying there should be less overall, but there should be 4 per release.
Yeah, I
do
don't
like 4 decks
2,
twice a year.
A 1, a 5, a 4, and a 2, and a 0. Like why?
I'm glad Edge of Eternity at least got 2 though.
I mean, 2 is better than 1 that they're doing for TMNT, which is also better than 0, which I guess. But my point is that I feel like it's just better when you have a 4-player format to just make 4 decks. Like I don't understand why that's such a hard thing to grasp.
I assume what they're doing is they're recognizing that 4 decks don't sell. I mean, 100% guarantee
here's the thing:
that's
4 decks do sell, but not all the decks sell out.
Correct, and normally like 1 or 2 of those commander decks becomes really popular.
So what would you take away from that as a company? I would take away from that we built one better than the others, and maybe we need to make them all equal.
Or what I would take away from it is
people have a certain amount of budget the way they release these things, and you kind of go, what's the best one of these to buy, and that's the one you buy.
Right, and so my point is part of the reason why I think that also might be true is because they have random decks that they're releasing that aren't full sets on random sets. If they said once every 4 months we're going to release 4 commander decks, so there's only 3 sets of 4, we're done. That's
and it comes from a mixture of the current.
Yeah.
I would be fine with that too,
right.
But I think I think it's hard to do that because the hype is alive when the set comes out, right?
Sure, and I see
so that's what they're taking advantage of.
And I think that using your marketing geniuses that they have over there, you could probably figure out based off of, for example, if they don't do 4 decks for Star Trek, I'm giving up hope. I don't know what else to do at that point because I don't like. I'm already pissed about the Avatar thing, but regardless.
But we have beat this horse before on other episodes. Let's talk about this. I will say I think that when they released the groups, they were pretty evenly matched.
Yeah,
for the most part. There may have been when they had 4, there may have been one that was weaker, but
yeah, I mean, and I will say too, I think honestly, one of the other things that is somewhat, I guess, upsetting to me about this is they kind of, and I don't know if maybe this is because of the Final Fantasy set just being a really strong set, but they kind of showed us like they can make pretty competitive decks with the Final Fantasy 4 because I feel like those 4 were very, very well put together,
and they've been getting better. I think every year. I mean, have they not? Like
I do think that the precons have been getting better, generally speaking, across the board. They have been.
I don't know about Living Energy. Eternal Might was really good. If I recall, the Dragonstorm decks were all pretty good.
Yeah, they were all good.
The Final Fantasies were good. The Edge of Eternity decks were bangers. And they were equal. They were even.
Those 2 I do think because they went with an artifact counter deck.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong there.
Yeah, it's like really hard. And then a land recursion deck. Like those are 2 of like the themes. Like you could almost slap that together with your eyes closed and it won't be bad.
Yeah.
Kind of. But again, they did a good job with not making them feel like they were 4s,
and
but keeping them in the 2.
I don't think we've ever given them credit for Arcane Signet.
Yeah, Arcane
right? Because remember when Arcane Signet first came out, it was an expensive card.
Yep.
They've put it in all the commander decks.
Yep.
So like, good on them. Well done, Wizards. Like that was a cool move to do. They don't have to do that.
No.
Right.
They could have let that been an expensive chase card, and they didn't. No, I really haven't heard anyone give them credit for that. We should.
Yep. No, I agree.
So So
I'm going to say something a little. I think probably the only person who feels this way. I wouldn't mind if they did something like the Avatar bundle and stop doing decks, but do it put what you were going to put the commander, lieutenant for each of the. If you were going to do 2 decks, put those in that bundle.
What was the difference between a bundle and a?
So a bundle was you got 9 player booster packs from that set with 1 collector booster pack, and then you got 3 staple cards, and then you got 2 random free. You got 2 random cards. One was a tutor, or one was going to be one of the free spells.
That doesn't surprise me that that's your take because you like opening packs. But as someone who would rather just know what I'm buying, I like the decks.
Well, but when you buy decks every year, you're ending up with a lot of the same cards.
Yeah.
So that's.
But then I build that deck. That's why I bought it. I build that deck.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the argument for both. I do think, and I actually do hope they do the commander bundles more. I think that is a great way to get somebody
buying packs.
I guess headed in the right direction of if they want to start building a collection. If someone's like, I just want to play the game, then you can just give them the deck. Because I feel because I have friends that are like, I want to get into Magic and start collecting, but I also want to be able to play. It's a good alternative to be like, hey, well, here's a commander bundle, so that you're going to get packs, you're going to get a life counter, you're going to get staples that are pretty much in every single.
I feel like it should be your building starter kit. The first time you're going to build a deck, that would be an awesome thing to always have available.
You know what? Just put a pack or 2 in the commander precons.
They used to.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of it.
Well, they put the little tiny. They didn't put a full pack in.
No, they did. They used to have
just do that again,
play booster pack in
right,
precons.
and then they used to have the sample pack, and now that's gone too.
Yeah.
I think what we can all know is, as of success in the world, who's the best marketer? Drug dealers. And drug dealers know how to do this, guys. I want you to really focus here.
Oh, yeah, you give your first hit for free.
Don't do drugs. But listen, pay attention to their marketing because they give you the first taste free.
Yep.
And then after that, you're hooked and you got to have more. And so I feel like if they put a pack in there, it's a good idea, right? Because you open it, you get hooked, and then you get covered.
Well,
just saying, listen to the drug dealers.
Especially if every single one of those had a banger hit in it.
Yeah.
So,
you just automatically think every pack has a mythic in it.
Yeah, put a collector pack in there. That'll get them.
Yeah.
They'll see all the shiny stuff. They'll be hooked.
Yeah.
You got them.
Overall, Duncan commander decks this year.
This was the best year for commander decks in a long time, if not ever.
I think I agree.
I would say, the actual building of them and the cohesiveness of them, as well as the representation of the sets that they are in. Yeah, I think I would have to agree they did a really good job.
Now, what's funny is
Wizards, you're killing it.
When Aether Drift came out, though, I will say, we're like, oh, these are pretty good decks. Like the energy one had an infinite combo in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I would say if you took all the other decks, those are the two. That's the weakest release.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Those 2 decks are way weaker.
They started ramping up almost.
Yeah, but they were good decks. Don't let that taint it. But
they had good value. Well, I don't know if Living Energy had good value, but Eternal Might did. I think it did because it had some banger cards in it.
Yeah, it did.
Living Energy was the energy one that had a built-in infinite combo where you could win the game.
No,
but he's saying value.
It had card value.
Oh, actual card. Okay, I see what you're saying. Sorry.
All right.
Not game value.
I almost didn't want to talk about this, but new mechanics you think will stay or were bad? We're not going to list all the new mechanics.
I'm just going to go one that I think I love, and that's the space stations.
The station.
Oh yeah, the station. I love it.
So this is where I'll say then what I feel like about that. They could have just made the crewing different. You still crew a spaceship, right?
Yeah, but I think the difference here is you can actually do it because there's not summoning sickness. You could do it right away, right? Which you can't do with crew. Or can you do it?
You can with crew.
So then what's the difference?
The difference is with crewing,
it doesn't stay. It doesn't stay.
It doesn't stay, and it's only a creature until end of turn.
And it's sorcery speed.
And with crewing, you can do it
station
instant speed.
Right.
Station is a sorcery speed.
That's what I meant. Because that would make a huge difference. Because when I have a deck I'm building that has a lot of station in it, yeah, sorcery speed is definitely a problem.
Yeah.
If it was instant speed, it'd be broken.
I mean, I would have just made it a crew. I mean, it is crew adjacent, but I would have still done crew. But they did, how they did Dread, Manifest. Now it's Manifest Dread. They could have done Station Crew.
Yeah.
They probably could have done it. I don't know. They might have been, but I think I love it. I love the space stations and crewing.
Do you have a mechanic from this year that you're like, I hated having to deal with it?
Yeah, most of the other mechanics.
I'm with you.
They're
there.
dumb. Don't need them.
Yeah.
I will say the set that was probably the most frustrating, to your point of they were just repeating mechanics, was Tarkir. It was like 12 or something, like 10 new mechanics, and like all of them were just different versions of mechanics that existed. And it was like, why are we doing this? And I would have to say, honestly, probably my favorite mechanics would be firebending, because I love cheaty stuff in combat. I love doing combat tricks, and being able just to get a bunch of free mana for swinging, sign me up, dude.
That's weird though that Neheb was that. Neheb was a original firebending, except for better.
No, because you have to deal damage with the head. Firebending is as soon as I swing, I get mana. I don't have to deal damage.
Yeah, but it doesn't go away.
It doesn't if you have Ozai.
It doesn't go away.
No, for Neheb it doesn't go away.
Yeah, but the difference is Neheb
has to deal the damage.
On damage.
Yeah.
I just get it for just attacking. So it doesn't matter.
Well, and the other
mana.
Neheb, if you deal damage, you can discard cards and you get it that way.
Yeah. So, but I really do like the firebend mechanic from Avatar. I finally finished my Azula deck, so I'm very excited to see how she works. Hopefully, we get to play her this week. And get to see the sinisterness that is Azula.
Yeah. So here's my problem with the mechanics in the Avatar set.
Go ahead.
They are Avatar-centric, right? They have Avatar names. They have bending.
Isn't that good, though?
But by the same token, those are ones I want to keep around. You know, the earth bending,
good point.
The fire bending, both of those I would love to keep around.
But
air bending's pretty good, but it is just exile.
Can't they just make more Avatar sets?
They could.
They could, but they're now having to license it.
Yeah, they have.
Now they probably do have the rights. Like with Lord of the Rings, they can now they've said they can print the One Ring again whenever they want.
Yeah,
they don't need permission.
Yeah.
So there may be a thing like that where they can use them, but that would be interesting if those Avatar mechanics become a part of Magic the Gathering permanently.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious because I do see how, because they are so focused on the set and working within that set and using the names from the set, if they were to reprint them, would they change the names but the mechanic would be the same? Or if they would just keep the same name and kind of just say, well, this creature is a bender, but it's in the Magic universe instead of the Avatar universe.
Based on the evidence I've seen, what they'll do is to just never print that mechanic again. They'll make another mechanic that's very similar.
Yeah.
It just makes you have to learn new rules.
And I will say the Avatar set, I think, had the best full set of new mechanics of any set they've ever done.
Yeah, I like.
There's been a lot of other ones where it's like you have one good ability and like 4 bad, or none of them are good.
True. I just like the fact it was a 4 and that was it. They're like, nope, we don't need to do anything else. Here's your 4. Have at them.
Okay, so in general, I would say you did pretty good again, Magic. Well done.
Yeah,
Wizards.
I would say the biggest negative was Tarkir. I felt like you threw so many mechanics unnecessarily, but overall for the year, I think for the most part, most mechanics were pretty
good. Aether Drift, the max speed was stupid.
What?
It has some cool abilities. Max speed was stupid.
Yeah, there's not enough of it to make it.
For that set, though, I thought it was cool. Although I thought Aether Drift in general was not a great set.
Yeah, it was because of the downside. It was so focused on vehicles, and vehicles are not great.
They're terrible.
Yeah, as my Tails deck struggles to win every single time I play it.
I don't think stations are terrible somehow. So we'll see. But we'll see.
I feel like it's because stations have an ongoing benefit, and vehicles are they're just too hard to make good.
Yeah.
With their current way they accrue. So.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
So next, Rules Committee, the things that they announced this year. So they announced the brackets and game changers in the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. They announced unbans, where they took things off the ban list, put them into the game changers. Mm-hmm. And then they announced more unbans where they actually took some of those off the game changers even.
Yeah.
Or so off game changer, I should say. They updated the brackets, and there were no new bans this year.
When did they do the dumb thing and took off Dockside and...
That was last year.
So it was last year? So this year they killed it. So that's all I had. I don't think we've had whole episodes on this. So I would say they did a great job. I'm happy with what they did.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to say that they, in a... I guess sneaky way, but not really sneaky way, did the thing that a lot of people were always wanting, which is a casual ban list. And they did it and reflavored it, and I feel like nobody realized they did it.
And now bring back Mana Crypt, Jeweled Lotus, and
just throw them on the casual ban list.
Put them on the ban list.
There you go.
The
game changers.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But that's why I'm calling it that, because that's essentially what it is.
So I mean, there's a lot of people, as we've talked about, don't like the bracket system. They don't think it's a good structure. They don't like, game changers there for. But I think they're going in the right direction on all of this. No new bans is fantastic.
And if you don't like
and
all
taking
those
things off the ban
don't play
list,
with them.
there's still several things I think need to come off the ban list.
Yeah, I think there's still a couple of cards that are really old that are on ban list necessarily because just the format's so far past them being
a problem
that they're not a problem.
Wait till 5 years from now. There are people like Nadu. Why did they ban that?
Yeah, right.
That's so weak compared to what
Nadu
we
Jr.
have.
I don't think that'll happen.
But I think that for the most part, most of the complaints I've been hearing about the bracket stuff is mainly just still a lack of clear definition. But we did get an update, and they did clear up some things. So, again, like Duncan said, I think we're going the right direction. I think they're moving the format in a way that is going to be more accessible to people and hopefully help people sit down and be able to play a game without there being a complete blowout by one player compared to another because they both have different definitions of what is.
I think if Magic can take one more step in this, what they should do is talk to their partners like Moxfield, Architect, all those. And it is unhelpful because I have children. So they go to Moxfield and they're like, oh, this is a 2. And they don't know the background of it. So I think it'd be helpful if those companies were actually required to put the notes in. Like, when you click on the little icon that says what bracket it is, if it explained, hey, this is what actually makes this a bracket or not.
But the only thing those are measuring is the cards that are put in the deck.
Correct. That's why I think they should have a listing there that takes you to the area that actually explains the rule.
So
it's not just based on...
maybe an asterisk and say this: the cards in this deck are a 2. It does not mean the deck is a 2.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, here's the actual rules on a 2.
Yeah, because I've had to explain to somebody, as I said, listen, just because you don't have a game changer doesn't make it not a 3.
Correct.
That's not how that works.
And I think that's, for my kids, it's because of Moxfield.
Right.
And Moxfield just do a better job. Well, as we say, be better.
Be better. Yeah, for my buddies, it's just... they choose to be ignorant.
Yeah.
And we would also say to them,
be better.
That's right.
So,
right.
I think overall, rules committee, you probably don't hear enough. Good job. I think you guys are doing a good thing, moving in the right direction with everything that you did this year in regards to the brackets and the game changers. I think it's a positive thing for the format. Those who think it's a negative thing, I'd love to hear why. But.
Yeah.
So the Secret Lairs.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right. All right, so I'm going to list the Secret Lairs.
We'll be quiet while you list them.
I'm going to list some data with this. So we had Sonic, Final Fantasy, SpongeBob, Deadpool, Spider-Man, 2 of which are still available, by the way. Secret Scare Super Drop, which included the Artist Series, Jaws, Dwight's Destiny, Dreaming Darkly, still available. Trick or Treat, still available. Iron Maiden, Furby, 2 of which are still available. PlayStation, which included Last of Us, which there was a bunch, but Last of Us and Uncharted are still available. Encyclopedia Magica, Avatar, many of which are still available, and Monster Hunter was canceled. Mm-hmm. So, too many. I think we all agree on that. Too many. And
so many of these suck.
I think hopefully they figured it out. Yeah, a lot of the stuff they released this year was bad.
Yeah.
It was just reprints of the same cards over and over again with no value.
The thing that's crazy is most of these came out within the last 2 months.
Yeah. Everything.
I will say
that's what's really crazy.
I will say this though.
Or didn't.
The one thing that's interesting about the Secret Lair is as I was going back through and building out a bling deck, I found that a lot of the cards when I went through and just looked at them for the art, I was like, this is a beautiful card. And had I bought it in the Secret Lair, which is annoying, I would have paid like $50 for all 4 of the card, and now buying them, I'm paying $25 to $30 per card.
Yeah.
So I'm paying twice as much if I want all of them. So I will say Secret Lair, because you have time to rewind on it a little bit in your head, I will tell you they've created some beautiful cards out there for the Magic community. I just think they have to fix how hard it is to buy these things. Because I'm done. I'm so annoyed by the whole process. I'll just pay more to buy the singles that I want, I think. Because even when I've tried, they just make it impossible every time now.
Specifically the Artist Series ones was Yenard. That one had Demonic Tutor in it.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous how fast that sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your credit card didn't work when you tried to pay for it.
It still doesn't.
That's
for me.
Wild.
Yeah, it still doesn't for me. I have to use PayPal now to check out. I don't know why it won't let me enter the CVV.
It's safe.
It's
much like a drug dealer.
Too many. The Deadpool one was cool, and it wasn't over the top, and it had some cool reprints in it.
And the site worked.
But
and it was available in stores afterwards.
Because they sold so many of them, the cards aren't worth as much. Like the cheapest version of those cards many times is the Deadpool version.
So let's keep that trend going if that's what we're going to do. Either make
I guess that's good maybe.
You either need to make Secret Lair like the ultra premium cards or make them available.
Yeah, because so my big qualm is if you're going to do mechanically unique cards in a Secret Lair that only people who are available on our time, Monday afternoon, can buy, and then you're going to make them
and you need to set aside 3 hours at least.
Yeah, you need to set aside 3 hours, and you're going to make them ultra rare. Like, that to me is, why would you cut your own market out at the legs? Like, if you're going to do that, if you're going to make mechanically unique cards and you want them to be ultra rare and stuff, you need to make it on a day that most of your demographic is available, I feel like. But furthermore, I don't think you should be making mechanically unique cards in these.
And I think you should make mechanically unique cards. I think people do like that. And when I see people talking about things and what sells, the stuff that sells the most is mechanically unique. But I would say I'm willing to wait 6 months or 3 months or however many months it takes for you to get our pre-orders in, print what people actually want to buy, and just make what people want.
Right. My biggest problem with the mechanically unique cards is the fact that you can't, for ones that are popular, you can't get them because the site doesn't work.
And sold out. Right.
And it's sold out. It sells out in 5 seconds.
Well, so now Deadpool was mechanically unique but was available in stores after in the non-foil. Nothing else was.
Right. And I think that's a good way to do it. If you want to do a drop to where people can get the foiled version only of a mechanically unique card online, I'm okay with that.
You know what?
And then send the non-foils to the stores.
Even if they only get 4, at least they were available.
Why don't you do this? Like Magic, do this. Have a first go of it, which are the exclusive one, right? That's really hard to get. And then just do it again, print to order. So if the people who want it first, there's all those people that buy the video games first.
Yeah.
They can buy it first before anyone else, but then re-release it 6 months later and open it up on demand, and you have to wait 6 months to get it. So the first group of people will get what's already been printed, and the second group of people will get print to demand. There you go.
That's a great solution.
You've created your urgency. You've sold to the people that are going to turn around and sell it online for even more money because of that person who has to have it right now. But then everybody else who's willing to wait can still get it.
Yeah. So overall for Secret Lairs this year,
it was terrible.
Yeah.
Too many that you couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Too many that sat there.
Yeah.
I mean, just too many on every.
There's just fatigue. You guys need to figure out how to spread them out because, I mean, like I said, almost over half of these came out in the last 2 months.
Also, if you're printing to demand, why can't all these cards have the cool raised foil halo? How come only the crappy ones that we don't care about, like the freaking Furby thing, has the really cool stylized treatment? Make all the foils cool. Yep. There's no reason you can't do that. So, you're printing in small batches.
So I will say I think the 2 winners this year though were Deadpool and the Encyclopedia Magica.
Yeah. I don't know, the artist ones.
But they failed on it because you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
It was gone within 30 gone in 60 seconds.
But Deadpool might have been did people also have a hard time? I know they could buy it in the store.
No, but the reason why was so funny enough, they didn't really announce that Deadpool Secret Lair was happening, which is kind of what made it work because no one knew what was going on.
So there might be people upset about that too.
Because it came out on April 1st.
I'm going to say I'm going to say all of them were a failure this year. I don't think any of them were good.
Well,
I have Deadpool.
I mean, I think the whole Secret Lair thing as a whole this year was a failure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's cool cards that came out from them
And the funny thing is, the 2 that I think were successes, the Deadpool and Encyclopedia, both had surprises involved. Deadpool, they didn't announce at all.
Yeah.
And with the Encyclopedia Magica, they did not announce that the base of everything was non-foil. You would get a certain number of foil, and then randomly, you may or may not get 1, 2, or 3 Halo foils, which those have ended up being worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I thought those were cool, and they both involved surprises. But yeah, too much of every category.
Yeah.
Then we had the price hikes.
Yeah.
Both the listed, the MSRP ones, and then the scalper induced.
Yeah.
Both of, I mean, the listed one, if that's what we have to do to keep it going, that's fine. You know, it wasn't like they doubled the price or anything.
Yeah.
The scalp induced ones was not good.
Yeah.
And
that's not great.
hopefully we're past it. Hopefully now they've all gotten out of it. It does seem to be the case.
And you don't have on here, but it's adjacent to what you're talking about on price, which is they changed what products they were offering. Right?
Yeah.
So they changed how, I think at one time they had
Play,
what were
they had
the stupid boosters.
they had draft boosters
those.
and set boosters.
Now some people loved the draft boosters, but I feel like what that decision they made was better.
It is, because why make two different products? Just make a product that's draftable and good.
Yeah. So I think that was a good
Crazy.
decision.
Right.
So along with the price hikes, they also changed some of the products they were offering.
Yes, that's true.
And you see less of the garbage out there, like the weird, like, buy green. Like they'd have these packs where they're all green cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And weird stuff like that. I'm glad they got rid of all that extra weird stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that, you know, the scalping price hikes was not good.
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, it's really rough because, you know, like you're saying, obviously we need Magic to make money so that they can keep making this game that we love and play. But at the same time, I don't need somebody going and taking 600 boxes off the shelf to make the price go from $150 for a Play Booster box up to $450 because they decide they're going to fall around the Target truck and keep stealing everything off the truck basically as soon as the guy puts it up on the shelf. You know, it's rough. I get it. You're trying to, you know, that's the way you want to make your living. But it's like, I don't know. It is frustrating. It's aggravating, especially for someone who doesn't have many chances to really buy a lot of stuff. It's really frustrating for someone when I occasionally do have the chance to buy something that it's just not available at a price that I could even dream of affording. So
Right.
I would say as a whole it was a negative, but I do have to agree with Jeff. I like the fact that they kind of honed in some of the stuff they're creating for us to make it more centralized and not so spread out. And so, as you said, weird and random
Right.
Yeah.
with product line.
Yeah.
So
And then the stuff they took from us. So really, this is for next year.
yeah.
Buy a box promo's gone. Collector sample packs are canceled. And I didn't realize they got rid of all of the arena free codes. The set codes that you used to get for every set when it came out, you'd get free packs. And then the ones they would insert as a... Now this one, I like when I'm opening packs not seeing them, but those codes that you would get instead of the token or whatever, they got rid of those too.
So I have a weird take on this.
Okay.
Because I'm not someone who plays that video game, I like the physical cards. I like sitting down with across the table from people. There's nothing wrong with playing online, and I actually think it teaches a lot of people how to play. I think it's great. I do think by removing those codes, they're actually letting those people who want to play video games support the thing we love. Meaning, let them buy their stuff for their game. Sometimes they're having to buy two, right? The physical card and the thing. But it is moving some more of the cost or the value proposition, the profitability of Magic over to the internet, which is kind of good for us because they won't just be, you know, just feeding on us for more and more profit.
Well, and the thing I don't think they realized they did with Arena, it's a great introduction to Magic, but it's killed Standard in the stores. Why would you go into a store? You can play online.
Yeah.
Why go in with the, 30, 40 other people?
Well, has it killed Standard, or is this what Standard needed to have happen to survive?
I mean, this is Standard now. The Standard in the stores is dead.
Had to happen.
They keep trying to push it in the stores.
I know, but it's not going to.
I think they still try to do FNM.
This is how Standard survives: one-on-one, online, where you don't really talk. It's not like Commander where you need to be able to do any type of communicating with the other four people. It's one-on-one. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care. You're trying to kill me. I'm trying to kill you.
But I will say I don't like how they keep taking value away. Occasionally they put less cards in the booster packs or less packs in the box. They've done that over the past.
You just have to figure if they're not doing that, they're raising prices.
And
there's no trick to it.
But they're doing both.
Yeah.
We just talked about they raise prices
more if they didn't do that.
I don't think that's true. They're just like, why give them anything free? They're buying it anyway.
Yeah, and I will say too, as the one person that actually does get on there occasionally and play Arena just to, play for the sake of playing because I got nothing else to do sometimes. They do actually just give you free packs every single time a new set comes out. They give you 3 free packs.
So I guess now they just got rid of the code.
Yeah, they got, because it's like, well, why give them a code to give them one more free pack?
And I bet a lot of people didn't use that code.
Yeah, and you had to hunt for them online, and so.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that part makes sense, and I also think they took the codes out of the packs because the idea was for Arena to get people to play Magic in the stores or learn better. So why go the other way? You're not trying to bring people to the digital. You're trying to go the other direction. But, but the buybacks promo, the collector sample packs being canceled. They got rid of the life counters they used to put in the commander decks. Like, it's just less and less and less and less.
Yeah, they're slowly getting rid of some stuff.
The funny thing is, I'm kind of okay with all of that.
Which is why they'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't like it. I think the idea of like, hey, we're going to give you a free card that, is for you because you decided to pre-order our product is a good thing. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to give that 13th cookie to kind of throw it back in Jeff's face of, hey, thanks for being a loyal customer and buying our products. Here's a free card for you that is a unique art with a unique stamp.
If people felt like it was extra, I think you're right. But I think what happens is they stop feeling like it's an extra. Like they bought it for that and they demand it and then they want it on every one. And the point to Magic's thing is, it's an extra. We don't have to put it in there. And now what this allows for them to do, and I think you talked about it a little bit in the last episode, is they don't have one. But if they decide to do one for one set without telling you, they can.
Well, I mean, that's obviously true. They also have done...
And then it would be a surprise.
Box toppers, where the extra card is actually in the box.
Yeah, that's kind of...
They haven't done that in years, but they have done
that a while ago, too.
Who knows what
it's random. They didn't do it all the time.
They're going to have to do stuff still to excite us. It'd just be interesting to see what they do.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have to...
So that's all our categories. Year in review. How do you feel about the year in total for Magic?
I mean, top to bottom, left to right, I feel like overall it was a positive year. I feel like there was more good things that came out of this year. There was more moving forward with our game and format that we love than there was things that were hindering us and slowing us down. Even some of these negative things that happened, they didn't ruin or hurt the game in any way. It was just additional things that aren't directly correlated to the effects on the game itself. So I think as a whole, we went in the right direction. I think we moved forward, and I think it was a good year for Commander.
I personally think the greatest thing they did was bringing in Universes Beyond. I think it was a genius move. I think they've seen how successful it is. I think based on this year, it is so much fun. I'm so excited about next year. In general, there was only one thing they got wrong, and it had nothing to do with the game. It had nothing to do with the art. Had, I guess there's art involved in it, but just the art in the cards even is cool for Secret Lairs. But you didn't deliver well on how to get it to the customer. So your process was bad, and you can fix that. That's really the only thing I saw throughout the whole year that was bad, was just you have a bad process there. Just fix that one thing. But bringing in Universes Beyond, great decision. The best thing they could have done for Magic. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say, is if they didn't do that I would be concerned about the health of Magic. Because this is the direction things are going. People want the thing they love.
I haven't disliked it as much as I thought I might. Next year, I'm a little worried about how Universes Beyond centric it is. But we'll get into that in our year in looking forward next time. But I will say I like the Universes Beyond. I don't think that they should have more than one set a year, maybe 2 at most. I think that's the most you should have. Unless you make Secret Lair, sorry, not Secret Lair, the Universes Beyond, but the Secret Lairs. If you want to make that all Universes Beyond, if that's what you're going to do with Secret Lair, then just make that clear. But
which they kind of already are.
I think it'd be good to have another discussion about this, because I actually don't care if all the sets were Universes Beyond. Because to me, if someone says it's Tarkir Dragonstorm, that's absolutely no different to me than some weird IP I don't know, like Monster Hunter. I don't care. It's just whatever stories are in Tarkir Dragonstorm. And I think you could make the argument that if you've never watched an Avatar show ever, and you buy Avatar, you're like, I love these cards. This is awesome. Oh, who's Aang? I'm going to go watch this cartoon. You will actually get a story that's that will draw you in. I got what they call the Jeff bumps now. A story that would draw
Nobody
you
calls
in.
them that.
If you go buy Tarkir Dragonstorm and you're like, oh, I love this dragon. I wonder what his story is. Good friggin' luck. Because their stories suck.
Well, they're getting back
if
into
they can't
it.
make good stories, go ahead and bring in IPs that have great stories.
That's fine until you get the K-pop Demon Hunters set.
Hey, don't you be
Dude,
bashing on
I
K-pop.
don't
And
care.
then from there they go to the Teletubbies set.
There is a limit to this, okay? You do have to be smart.
Well, and some
do that
people,
in Secret
for
Lairs.
some people, that's Star Trek. I just want to point that out.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
people are
sci-fi.
very upset.
Oh, sci-fi in general. Some people didn't like Edge of Eternities.
Yeah, just
But
because of
again,
the space.
this is why it's so great. Don't play Edge of Eternities. I will play it and love it. I love sci-fi. So this is why this is genius, and I think the stories are actually rich and powerful. And when you get a card and you're like, I want to know, oh, Captain Picard, I love this card. I want to go learn about Captain Picard. There's actually stories out there that are rich and vibrant. There are no rich and vibrant stories for Urza. There just aren't.
There are.
They're
You just
suck.
don't know them.
They're terrible.
You don't know the
people who
stories.
know them. Even the people who know them say they suck. They're terrible.
Wait till he finds out next year it's only the original series. He's going to be like, nobody should buy this set.
I'll probably still buy it.
But
I won't like it as much. I didn't want it some
Sloan,
Captain Picard.
what your total in review, you're good?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, positive overall. There was things about Avatar I wish they did, but I think for me personally, ending on the high note of Avatar being the last set that came out this year and how well they did it, and just the fact that I feel like they did a really good job with the identity of each of the mechanics, the water bending, fire bending, and so on, I think was really cool. And for me, it's super fun because I deeply love that show, and I was holding it to a very high standard, and I feel like they met that standard. They actually did a really, really good job with it, which makes me very happy. So I hope the same thing happens for Jeff next year when they drop Star Trek. I hope it meets his expectations that he's putting on it, subconsciously or consciously.
I just want an Enterprise. And, like, I'm not going to be super picky. It'll be fine. I guess they could screw up the art. That would upset me. If they screwed up the art, I'd be upset.
Yeah, or if they made up mechanics that just didn't work or make sense for characters.
I'd still be okay.
They're going to have Beam Me Up or Teleport.
Yeah. Well, we'll do this next year.
Yeah.
But yes.
But anyway, so I think overall it was good. It was great to have less sets than last year.
Yeah.
Very well appreciated. I think one less set even could have been good. 6, I think, is a good number for the year.
Yeah.
I think that the 2 Secret Lairs, 2 Universes Beyond should have been the only. You could have gotten rid of Spider-Man. Nobody would have cared, right?
Which is so sad.
Yeah, it makes me sad to say it, but I think the majority of people would agree with that.
And I also feel like it fit the least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, being in New York City is
How
tough.
bad is it that a space set fit in the universe better than Spider-Man? Like, it's weird, but that's the case.
Believe it or not, because the story they came up with it made sense.
It's also I also think
It's
some of the
just point.
art choices were very jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although everybody loves the hot dog food token.
Yeah, everyone's
Yeah,
obsessed.
that's the most wanted card out of the set, I think. I think overall it was a very good year. Last year, I think we all had a sour taste in our mouth from how many sets came out and how fast we were having to buy them. This year, I feel like that was the case with Secret Lair.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
So hopefully they find that balance there. But yeah, I think overall it was a good year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens next year.
Well, we'll talk about that next week.
All right.
Pro tips.
Pro tip. So I wanted to bring up something that I feel like I've seen some people kind of not doing correctly, and I just want to make sure.
Is it Jeff?
No, actually, it's not Jeff. So, sorcery speed
I'm doing
and instant speed stuff. So to kind of give you an idea of the way this works, if I were to cast a demonic tutor, which is a sorcery speed tutor, to go get something, and I pass priority around the entire table, and it gets back to me, what happens?
You have to go search.
You go search.
Right. The problem is some people think that they can then also cast an instant speed thing when it gets back to them.
Nope.
You can't do that
have to
because
hold
priority has been passed to everybody else already. That spell is now resolving. So if I were to do a demonic tutor, let priority pass all the way around, I do not then get to cast an instant before that demonic tutor resolves to go do. That's not how it works. Because priority's been passed, the stack is now resolved on that spell. Therefore, that spell goes into effect.
This is why sometimes when you'll see someone make a mistake like that, they'll say something like, hey, listen, just do something on your turn, please. Because they're trying to deal with a threat or something. Like, I screwed up, but I have this instant to be able to do now, but I got to do it before this. Do something I can respond to, please. And a lot of times another player will be able to do something that they can then respond to, and now you can cast your
So this has also caused people to lose the game, like when they cast Thassa's Oracle.
Right. So that's my next example. So when you cast Thassa's Oracle, her ability is an enters the battlefield ability, not a cast ability. Meaning, if you cast it and no one responds to it, it hits the field. Then
now you have one more chance.
Now you have another trigger that goes on the stack. And this is important because, again, when she's on the stack as a spell, not the ability, everyone can respond. Then when she hits, everybody gets to respond again. You do not automatically get to go start doing her thing.
So
that
we have seen people several times cast a spell, pass priority, which is right.
Right.
You can do that. She hits, ability goes on the stack.
Pass priority
they pass
again.
Priority again. Well, guess what? She's just going to do her thing now.
Right. And if you do not have it set up for the Thassa's Oracle combo because you didn't cast your thing before her ability that is on the stack and triggering resolves, you do then not get to cast an instant speed saying I get to draw my entire library.
Or activate an ability.
Or nothing, because her ability now has to resolve. So two things about this that I just want to point out. Her ability, if something or a creature, an artifact, or permanent has an enters the battlefield ability, it does not go on the stack until it enters the battlefield. So there's two chances to respond. You can respond to it being a spell, then you can respond to the trigger. And the reason why that's important is because our good friend Mr. Stifle loves to wait till the trigger hits and then
because then you think you're safe. Then you cast your thing that says you're going to exile your library. I'm like, sweet. I stifle her ability. Have fun with no library.
Yeah. So it's very important to realize that if you're casting something at instant speed or sorcery speed and it's a spell and you let it go all the way around the table, that spell now has to go off. There's no time to respond anymore. And then if you have something that has an enters the battlefield trigger, the cast of the spell everyone gets to respond to, and then the trigger everybody gets to respond to.
For those of you on the other side of the table, killing the creature does not stop the ability.
Yes.
Correct.
Once the ability is on the stack, no matter what you do, that ability is going to resolve, even if you exile it.
Unless it said, refers back to the creature.
I don't know how I feel about this because I don't normally like Thassa Oracle plays. It just seems too easy. I'm not a big combo player. But in general, if this is the first time someone's doing this, you might just want to take a moment and go, hold on. First of all, how are you going to do it? Oh, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, great. Let me help you because I just want you to know I'm going to help you and you're going to win. But here's a stifle. If I wasn't helping you, you would lose because that's the wrong way to do that. But let me help you do it the right way. Take that moment to teach them what they're doing if they've never done it before.
Well, you can stifle it if they do it the right way or the wrong way.
Well, that's true, too. You could do that. But, if they're doing something
I would
the wrong
also
way,
take the time to explain to them, okay, I'm going to show you how to do this. However, you should know that is a high-tier combo.
Yeah.
What you are doing is not considered casual.
But you wouldn't stifle them. Well, I guess you could still wait if they do it the right way and wait till they.
I'm going to stifle them and say, and this is why. No.
Yeah, right. And then the last thing is, if you are responding to anything on the stack, you can only do stuff at instant speed. You cannot cast sorceries in response, even if it's your turn.
Unless you have flash.
And yeah, again, only at instant speed, which flash is instant speed. So just make sure. I know it's a little tricky,
or
but I just
second or morph.
Yeah. Well, morph doesn't use a stack, so. But yeah, I saw some people who did an ETB trigger wrong a couple of times, and I just want to make sure you understand the spell's on the stack, everyone can respond, then at ETBs now everyone can respond again. You don't get to automatically just go do your thing because they let it hit the field. That is using the stack again.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are good points and definitely things we have seen done wrong.
Yeah. So.
Yep. By the way, I now want something for me that says Captain Stifle. I want a nameplate or something. You called me Captain Stifle, so
you gotta give up. You gotta give one up though. Podfather or Captain Stifle?
No, I have alter egos. When I'm in the podcast, I'm the Podfather.
This makes sense.
At the table, I can be Captain
He keeps
Stifle.
himself amused. He has to talk to himself.
Or we're just gonna go to his office.
It's the only way
He's
I
just
can
gonna
get an
have,
intelligence
a 15
conversation.
title name placard across his desk. It's gonna be like 40
It's the
names.
only way he'll get someone to talk back to him. as we're walking out of the room.
But yeah, that's a good one. So that's all the time we have for today. Just over an hour. I think it was just about an hour.
Yeah.
Sloan, why don't you tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you guys can find us on the web sphere at youtube.com/@commanderspod. We do video podcasts as well as the audio. We also do pack openings. I uploaded a pack opening over the weekend where I opened up 90 packs of play boosters from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So just
That's a lot of packs.
Just a couple, yeah. And then I am also editing the bonus stuff that I opened with my buddies that my one friend recorded for me. I'm still in the process of editing that one. It's taking a little bit of time because I got to do a voiceover for it as well. You can also email us at cast@commanderspod.com. We love to respond to your emails, get suggestions from you on things that we can do, or even help you guys out. If you have questions or concerns about rules or how to maybe deal with somebody at your local play store that's hard to deal with, or even help upgrade your decks. So feel free to reach out to us, cast@commanderspod.com. You also can find us at commanderspod.com, our website where everything's uploaded at. Patreon.com/commanderspod if you'd like to support us so we can keep making great content for you guys and keep pumping out these episodes as well as the pack openings and everything else we do. And then last but not least, you can find us on all of your audio websites, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, YouTube Music, etc., etc.
And I think I got this one, Duncan.
All right, you want to do this?
Remember, children, just say no to drugs.
That's a different podcast. That's not
G.I.
us.
Joe, right?
No, that was McGruff the Crime Dog, I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
think G.I. Joe was Gojo.
Yeah. No, that is. No.
Done.
Nope.
Okay.
Not done.
Right.
Play bold, swing wide, and don't forget to pay the one.
Magic will leave